Paris isn't just a place you arrive in, it's a place you slowly learn how to belong to. Years later, I'm still trying to understand what it really means to build a life here. Today, I'm sitting down to chat with two women who built their roots here in very different ways. Oh, they look so beautiful.
Aren't they cute?
What brought you to Paris and what made you choose the city?
It's a crazy story because it was during COVID. So there were definitely particular circumstances happening. But I had learned French in high school. I was always passionate about coming to France. I visited several times doing exchange trips. I studied in the south of France in Provence. It kept coming up in my life several times. And actually my internship that I had in the UK, that became a job, I had originally hoped would be in France. So I was looking in French-speaking countries and ended up being in the UK. And I loved it. I had such a good time there. I was just there 1 year before moving here. Things just happened with COVID and borders opened. My visa expired there and I said, wow, I was pushed almost, like the decision was almost made for me. It was just the perfect timing.
I originally opened a bookstore when I was 19 on Hornby Island, which is a small island off the coast of British Columbia in Canada. And I moved to Paris in my mid-20s because I had heard about a bookstore that was opening here. And I didn't get a job in that one, but I got a job in another one. And I stayed in a little hotel at Saint-Michel. I allowed myself one crepe a day, one sandwich a day, and I had to find another job. So I found a job babysitting, and then at the end of the month I found a job at Brentano's, which at that time was a big, beautiful bookshop on Avenue de l'Opéra. And then I worked in a couple of bookstores before I became an English teacher, and then I married a jazz musician. When I didn't get the job at that bookstore, I walked around Rue Madame, and it was 1990, so you still had those beautiful bookshops that might have a trap door and then a little apartment upstairs. And that was when I first got the idea of maybe I should open my own bookstore here in Paris.
But you were a Francophile before coming to live here, so that had an influence on you.
Absolutely. I mean, I loved learning French in high school. When we came here for an exchange trip, we had an exchange student stay with us, which I'm still really good friends with her. I think I saw Paris as a dream that was unattainable. I saw it as something that a lot of people dream about. And I felt embarrassed almost to tell people I wanted to move to Paris or I wanted to move to France. So I almost kept this as like a little secret for myself or my close friends.
Really?
Because I don't know why I feel like it's a dream people have, and I didn't want to almost say the dream out loud because then you risk it not happening. I don't know, you risk like your heart being broken, and that's why I say like COVID really pushed me that that final step to actually make it here. I met a lot of amazing people that first summer, and it just really solidified the community that I had and that I still have today. So yeah.
Community is a big theme, I think, for expats. What does community mean in Paris?
Well, I think if you're an expat immigrant, you're moving to a new country, you're making it your home, I think community is actually essential. Wherever you're coming from, you likely have some support system, or you just have family, you have relatives, you have friends that have some community that already exists. But when you're moving to a new place and making a new place your home, you have to go out of your way to make community. You have to make friends. And like I was going to 3 events a day for a long time, just like wanting to meet friends, going to classes and art events and, workshops. The connections that were made in the beginning were very important.
It's so funny because when I met you, I had been living here for 6 going on 7 years, and now you're in that place. Just in my time as an expat, I think that I've learned intentionality with your relationships and your friendships, because those friendships are so meaningful because we're all going through the same things. the same challenges
Yes.
too, to try to stay here and build a life and build those roots, you know.
Yeah. When you're in that environment of being an expat, you become a magnet for other expats as well. And even though, we want to have French friends, we want to feel more rooted here, and we build those connections. There's something very special that it's like a trauma bond almost. But we do really bond with people that are other expats as well, whether, I have a lot of British friends who are living here now. We're still out of our original culture, but we've created almost a new one with our new community. It's, I think, a lot harder than people realize, and I realize.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing that, like, understanding another culture, and then you also find your own.
What have been some of the challenges you've experienced?
I didn't know anything about Paris, and I had to go on a very long journey before I'd be able to open a bookstore. So I became an English teacher. I married a jazz musician, and I had the 3 children, which meant that I had to provide for a family of 5 in Paris. I realized that I was getting very depressed by teaching English, not by teaching English, but just traveling around in that lifestyle, because I taught English to adults in different schools. And so I decided to start at first an international children's bookstore. And then what happened is I went to the London Book Fair, and I made little cards for my bookstore that didn't yet exist. And I said, I'm opening in September. That was in 2001. And one person, Danielle Cumbo, who worked at that time for HarperCollins US, said, that's a great idea. We will give you 60% off. And she kind of started the ball rolling and me being more confident.
I really do think it was waves of friends leaving. Creatively, Paris has been very challenging to me in a good way.
Really?
I loved that,
Okay.
though. I mean, I think moving to Paris I wanted more of that community. There's such a concentration of incredible artists that are here. You just feel like a drop in the water a lot of the times. Like, what kind of contribution can I possibly make? And so you really are challenged to ask that question. You have to find your way and find where you fit in this big city.
What was it like illustrating for my book, The Ultimate Paris Survival Guide, as someone actually living here? Because that was, I feel like, one of your first projects here, huh?
It was so special. I mean, when I met you on my first day at church, it was the first week that I was in Paris, and it was beginning my illustration career. And so I had 3 very French-centered, Parisian works. It was special because every time I was drawing, I'd be in the house and I'd look up and go, oh, I'm actually here. Like it was like pen on paper, it was like connecting my thoughts, my reality where I was, and realizing, wow, it was like I was almost journaling, like I was writing my story of actually being here. Yeah, and it was during a time when the streets were so empty during COVID, and I would just take in all this inspiration, and so I would take photos, reference, maybe draw in place, and I would come home and then I'd have this assignment, like certain things I needed to draw, like Parisian doors. I remember that was one of them, or Chanel perfume, or things that I'm seeing in windows and storefronts, and all the inspiration wasn't on Google Images, it was here.
Yeah.
I was drawing directly from life, which is, I think, adds a very special element to it.
Definitely.
You're actually living the story that you're writing about.
Yeah. What's something about living in Paris that no one really talks about?
Reminding people that it is a very different culture, that you're coming into, if you're thinking about living here.
Yeah.
And how you have to adapt yourself to that, which I had kind of already talked about, I think that was the biggest, I shouldn't have been a surprise, but I feel like we don't realize in ourselves how much we hold on to, I don't know, our Lucky Charms and our, you know what I mean, our school buses and things that we're used to seeing perhaps in American culture, and then come here and everything's shocking, I don't know, I think that's just, I think, an expat thing in general. But specifically for Paris, the things that people don't talk about. I feel like so many people visit the city, there's all the cliches and they're real and they're not real, and,
Yeah.
People angry on the streets or bikers being crazy. I understand, I'm one of the bikers. My perspective as someone who's lived here is saying that it's a very walkable city, it's a very social city, it's like idyllic in many ways, and it can be, and there are sides, of course, that are just a regular city that are complicated, and it's something very beautiful of you're living life with all these people in a very close proximity, and you're biking, but you're in the commute with 50 bikers, and you're all going to work together, and it's very communal. The example I'm thinking of is so silly, but it's like this is not a good side of it, but like I think there was someone hit a car, it was fine, the other day in my studio neighborhood, and everyone looks out the window. Everyone on the terrace is, sitting with their cigarette, like checking out, because everyone's rubbernecking, because we're all just like you can't avoid the fact that we're all together. It's like a theater almost. We're all living together on the stage.
I've never heard Paris be described that way, but it's so
Really?
true.
When I moved into my apartment building, I remember, I still haven't illustrated this, but every floor there was something happening and everyone had their, you could see, like, there's this guy every night at 11 p.m. or midnight, I don't know, he always comes out on his like balcony or whatever and sings opera.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know why. He's clearly not like a trained opera singer, but it's just like these goofy things that happen that you just kind of like get used to, and
So funny.
you're like, that's my neighborhood. That's, that's Paris, and and it could be annoying in the moment, but you're like, you look back on those things, you're like, oh,
That's what makes it
yeah,
the soul of the city.
it is,
Yeah, that's so cute. I love that. What do you define yourself as here in Paris?
I don't want this bookstore to be seen as a Canadian, British, or whatever, New Zealand,
Anglophone,
Australian. So
but-
I call it Anglophone.
Okay.
No, that's the word. The books are in English. And there are a lot of countries that have writers that write in English, the best writers, Ireland and India produce great novelists. It is interesting, this idea of nationalism and everything, because it can be important at the moment of the day in a political kind of situation.
Or for your community.
But I see myself as a world citizen,
Okay.
like Charlie Chaplin.
Where do you find community here in Paris?
In the bookstore. Some of my favorite people that I've met in my entire life, I've met in or through the bookstore.
Yeah. Is Paris home for you?
It is actually. I mean, we love traveling. Like, it was very much a nomadic lifestyle kind of thing, a month in each location. Love seeing different cultures, meeting new people, new cuisines. But we were very happy to come back. Like, it felt like, I mean, it is home. I mean, but it's also, we just love Paris.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a lovely city to live in. And coming back to my artwork, coming back to friends, like, home is such a complicated name. I mean, Paris is home. It's very comfortable. I'm very happy here. I do think in a weird way, I could feel almost at home anywhere I decide to plant my feet. I don't know.
Home for me is, for me personally, it's when I know all of my kids and their people, and my granddaughter, and everybody is okay. And really, that's when they're all under the same roof as me. Then I'm like happiest. They live in different countries and different places. Home, sort of, not really where I grew up, which I completely lost. Hook, line, and sinker. And I grew up by the sea on a farm with lots of wild land and the beach. So I come from a very, very beautiful place. My best memory of it is being in a rowboat with my daughter, and she's reading to me when she was about 10 or 11.
Aww.
And the sun, maybe 12, and the sun is going down, and there's the sea, and seals come up.
Oh, wow.
And what's nice about it is the ocean doesn't belong to anyone. The rowboat, it's good to have a rowboat.
Yeah.
And it was just that situation. That's home for me. I guess we have to have home inside ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so lovely to see this poet from Gaza earlier who said that she's been here in Paris for a year. And then she had gone away, and then she came back, and she was so surprised to feel how happy she felt coming back, and that is true.
I feel like you can make your home anywhere, you can put your nest anywhere. I think it's a matter of who you surround yourself with, the life that you create, that you build. And there's something special, I do think, about choosing your home. I know we all come from some place, and then deciding a place you want to be your home, like Paris, is... It's like, it's a give and take as well. You have to adapt your life to this environment as well that already exists. And so I think, I don't know, home is a difficult word. I know, home is a difficult word for me. I think it can be anywhere, and it's just hopefully where you choose for it to be.
Yeah. I want to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite place to sketch in Paris?
Ah, that's good, yeah. Luxembourg was the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know if I
Okay.
ever sketched there. But I've drawn it so many times. I think anything that's a combination of architecture and park.
What is your favorite book for a rainy day in Paris?
Giovanni's Room
Giovanni's Room?
by James Baldwin.
What's your favorite cafe to work in?
I think it's the same thing where it's something that's outdoors and in nature a little bit. I love the Pavilion des Canaux. Do you know this one?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's so fun. It's on the canal.
Oh, maybe I do. Yeah.
It's the old boater's house.
Yes.
And so it's really fun because they have like a sunroom seating, and then you can go sit in the bathtub and work.
Oh,
or like,
yes.
you know,
Love it.
you bring people that are a little bit artistic and you can sit in a little living room, you know, the salon, whatever. And then you can also sit outside in the sun when it's nice in winter.
What is your favorite book that feels like Paris to you?
I'm going to say the autobiography of Alice B. Toklas.
Your color palette for Paris?
Oh, that's good. I have my watercolors. I really like more of a muted, like I'll do a muted navy blue kind of thing, you know,
Yeah.
for the rooftops. I'll always try and do a blue sky. I know we don't have as many blue skies, but I'll always make sure it's in there. And I mean, classic, like the Luxembourg chairs, you know, the park
Yeah.
chairs. I think that like really nice, soft green.
Favorite book that you think everyone should read before coming to Paris?
Perhaps Perfume. Why not say
Okay.
Perfume?
Okay.
That's a thriller.
Ooh.
It's 18th century Paris. It's
Okay.
a smelly novel. It's translated from German.
Your favorite book that changed the way you see storytelling?
My
To know-
favorite book about storytelling is Metamorphosis by Ovid, because every story turns into another story.
Who is your favorite artist or illustrator that shaped your style?
Hopper.
Okay.
He's a fine artist from America. Cafe scenes that are very much like, it seems like they have no expression, just like it was on the turn of modernization in America. And I love that. I still have that very like, everyone's living their individual lives, but together in a city. And then
can see that.
Yeah. And the other one is David
Hockney.
Hockney. He had a show last year at the Fondation Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah.
I could have stayed there forever. I think his style, not so much of his pop art from was the 70s. I think a lot more of his later works that he's doing like in Normandy, even his digital works.
Yeah.
Very like Fauvis style, very thick, bright colors. She's not afraid
Very
of color.
colorful.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I work in a much softer, like Saint-Pé style, you know, like the French artist who did Le Petit Nicolas.
What's your favorite underrated book that most people should discover?
This one's not very well known here. It's Monkey
Beach.
Beach
Okay.
by Eden Robinson, who's a Canadian writer. It's about her community, the Native community, and we were talking earlier about home. There's a little bit of home, even though I come from a different
yeah.
part of the world in here.
Favorite underrated visual inspiration in the city?
For a long time for me it was pigeons. I know that sounds silly, but it's just like, I think it was also when I was struggling with my visa for a bit, and for me the pigeons are like, wow, you know, they're allowed to live here. They're the real Parisians, and they don't worry about anything, you know, like they don't worry about what they eat, where they live, the birds in the sky. You know, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
they're just living their little lives, and they're everywhere. They're just like the constant background motif.
And finally, what is your favorite book that surprised you the most when you first read it?
I like Girl, Woman, Other.
Really?
I tried 3 times to read it, and the 3rd time I liked it because it won the Booker Prize, so I had to read it. And this book covers gender, race, history through these 12 different women.
What's something in the city that others overlook but you always notice?
Oh, the bikers. I think everyone notices them though, because they're in everyone's way. I love the bikers though. I love drawing a bike. I think I love the fact that we can bike anywhere in Paris. I think that kind of mobility is very, like, I don't want to take for granted. But I think the way that, again, it's just like the way that nature and city are working together, and we find that balance is something that I am very inspired in all my works. So, yeah.
Bikes. What would you sketch to represent your life in Paris right now?
Just very peaceful right now. I don't know, like a picnic scene or something. I think something that's like, I'm reconnecting with friends after being away for a while, and something that's just like me enjoying this neighborhood and the season I'm in. It seems a very peaceful time. So I appreciate, I really appreciate that.
You're the island of peace in the world of chaos that is our world right now.
I know. I'm thankful to have that. Like, it feels very it's nice to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all come to Paris for different reasons. For some, it's a lifelong dream. For others, It's a stop on the way to somewhere else. When I first came here, I was trying to understand how to survive in this city. That's what my book was really about. But what I've realized since is that surviving isn't the goal. It's about building something. A life, a community, and slowly building roots in a place that doesn't always give them easily. Because staying in Paris is something else entirely. It's learning to belong, finding your people, and creating a sense of home that looks different for everyone. Listening to Aleyna and Penelope, I realized that no matter how long you've been here, we're all still asking the same question. What does it mean to call a place home?